Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new video. Today I am taking you on a point of view drive with the all new Nissan QASHQAI. So this is the third generation model. As you can see, we have a new face here, the V motion grille, the new matrix LED lights. Let me show you the side profile. So this car sits on the new platform. It is a bit longer compared to its predecessor. Here we have 19-inch wheels. This is the view from the back. So lovely design. If I press this, have the electric tailgate, and we are greeted with 480 liters of storage room, also dual floor, pretty practical, 50 liters more compared to its predecessor. And when I press it once again, we also have, electric closing. So yeah, now without further ado, let's take this thing for a spin. This is the new modernized interior. So let's go. Alright, and let's go. In order to start the car, you need to press the start engine button, which is located down there. We are greeted with this very cool graphics on the new digital cockpit, 12.3-inch one with different views. I'll show you that in a moment. Here we have a 9-inch touchscreen. And well, yeah, the AC is still on the switches, which is great. Wireless charger for the phone, as you could hear. And now without further ado, it's time to go for a drive. This is the gear lever of the Xtronic CVT automatic transmission, and I'm really surprised by it. You will see it in action right now. So let's go. Alright, so the model in our video has got the mild hybrid petrol engine, and this one has 158 horsepower. So there are various options available. You can go for 140 horsepower or 158 horsepower, and then you can pair it with either this one, so the Xtronic, or with the manual. Since we have the all-wheel drive layout, so the power goes to all wheels, that one is only available with the Xtronic automatic transmission. And as I said, I am really surprised by this Xtronic automatic CVT because it's really smooth. I wasn't expecting it to be so smooth, and it's much better than the usual CVT transmissions. So this car, and you can immediately feel that when you go behind the steering wheel, is better to drive compared to the predecessor because it's got the new platform, so CMF-C platform, and that means the car is 41% stiffer compared to the predecessor. It's also 60 kilos lighter, and overall that means much better drive. Have in mind that the version with 4x4, so with all-wheel drive, has got the multi-link at the back, and if you go for the front-wheel drive, you would need to go for 20-inch wheels in order to get the multi-link at the rear. In front of me there is a new steering wheel, which is really nice. I wasn't convinced in the first photos, but seeing it in person and feeling it now, I am really a fan. This car also has a bunch of safety systems, which I'll demonstrate some of them on the highway. So we are currently going towards the highway so that I can show you the ProPilot. It's the semi-autonomous driving system, and I can also show you the lane assist, stuff like that, but also how the car performs at 130 kilometers per hour. Now, as I said, in front of us there is a digital cockpit, and you can change the views. I actually quite like this view. You can change what's here in the middle, so various options and settings. And I do love the fact that we have the cool rev counter on our left and the kilometers speedometer on our right. Nice relaxed sound of the indicators. And you see the Xtronic transmission, really smooth here in the city. materials have also been improved compared to the previous model. This is in leather, and yeah, overall, look, this is all in leather, which is really good. Different view is the classic one with the classic dials. So tell me in the comments which one is your favorite. So let me show you this one. The map itself, it's pretty cool because we have a 3D shape of the buildings. I don't know if camera is catching it, but you see the National Theatre and you also see it in here. So quite cool. Since we have the all-wheel drive version, there are 5 driving modes. So Eco, and you immediately feel that the throttle response is not that good in Eco because it's prioritizing, you know, the fuel consumption and efficiency. Moving on, standard mode. Well, this is the mode that I'm, you know, usually driving in. Snow, of course, if you have snow, obviously you will put it in snow mode, and if you want more aggressive drive, you put it to sport. I will put it to sport mode when we will be accelerating on the highway, but for now let's keep it in standard mode. So tell me in the comments, what are your initial thoughts on the design of this thing and on the interior and exterior? I think they really did a step up, especially in terms of materials, but also, you know, in terms of practicality. You saw the trunk. I also need to mention that at the rear we have more you know, room right now compared to its predecessor, and you can watch my full review to see the situation at the rear bench, because really they improved it and much more room now. And since we are stationary, let me show you some of the features here. So this is to change the AC, the air blower, temperature. This is all pretty clean. I love this pattern here. So this is not in gloss black, so doesn't get scratches easily, but also no fingerprints. And in order to turn off the start stop, you have the button down there. I've started the route guidance. We have the map in front of us, but not sure if you can see the head-up display. We have a 10.8-inch head-up display, which is quite impressive. It's actually, I think, the biggest one in the segment. You have a lot of things here. We have the speed. If you turn on the speed recommendation, you would have it as well, and you have some arrows that show you where to go, you know, when you have the navigation on. And as I said, should be on right now, but not sure if camera is catching it. And while we are in this traffic jam, let me go through the driver assistance settings. So lane assist, you can turn on the intervention and warning. Blind spot assist, we have the warning on. Emergency brake, so both front and rear is on. I would suggest, you know, keeping those on. So you have a bunch of information and actually assistance systems here that are available, and I will demonstrate you some of them on a highway. And it says here press resume. So now the car is doing everything on its own. We are accelerating, and when it comes to 50 it will stop, but I will put it to 60 now because we have a new speed limit. So now 60 kilometers per hour, everything on ProPilot. You can adjust the distance, but I've put it to maximum. Let's see the braking from the ProPilot. So I'm not doing anything, and it brakes almost to a complete stop, and now it is accelerating back again. Of course you need to pay attention, but you know, this can really make your life easier. Alright, and we are coming into the highway. I will put it to sport mode. And 130. There we go. So this is how it feels at 130. Pretty good in terms of soundproof. Let's put it back to standard mode. And let's turn on the ProPilot. So 130 kilometers per hour, and look at this, it is cruising, so it's keeping us in lane but not doing the ping pong. It's semi-autonomous drive, and I do have the warning that I need to put my hands on the steering wheel, but you get the point. This will steer itself. Of course you need to pay attention. Now we have 100 kilometers per hour limit, so I've put it you know, on ProPilot and cruise control to 100, and that's it. This is really useful on longer road trips because this can really help. Still 100 kilometers per hour limit here, and yeah, nicely keeping us in lane, cruising. You see all the functions here, and you can adjust the distance to other cars, so then it will brake either, you know, earlier or later. I prefer to have you know, a lot of distance so that it, you know, doesn't brake in the last seconds. I think that's the best option. And yeah, overall I think this is really impressive technology by Nissan, and if you are constantly on longer road trips, this can be very useful for you. And also at 100 kilometers per hour, sound isolation is very good. And yeah, you can just relax and enjoy. And that was it. We have a huge amount of traffic in the opposite lane. So yeah, that was the point of view drive. You saw the ProPilot, you saw how it feels on the highway, but also in the city. So tell me in the comments, what are your thoughts? Check out my night point of view drive. That one is probably already live, so that you see this in action during the night. And yeah, well, that's it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel in order to see more car reviews, and see you on the next video. Bye bye.